Welcome to F1 News Today, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. Carlos Sainz is preparing to close a significant chapter in his professional career. His departure from Ferrari. After deciding not to renew his contract, Sainz will vacate his seat for Lewis Hamilton starting in 2025. However, before bidding farewell, the legendary Italian team has organized a series of tributes to give the Spanish driver an unforgettable send-off. One of the most emotional moments was the chance for Sainz to share the track with his father, Carlos Sainz Sr., a motorsport legend and World Rally champion. Father and son drove a Formula One car together, paying homage to the driver's career and the family's legacy in racing. The image of the two sharing this unique experience served as a poignant reminder of the bond that connects generations of motorsport enthusiasts. But Ferrari's farewell didn't stop there. According to various sources, the Scuderia presented Sainz with a deeply meaningful gift, the F1-75, the car he drove to his first Formula One victory during the 2022 season. This gesture carries enormous symbolic weight, as it is rare for Ferrari to gift one of its race cars. Only a select few, such as Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel, have received this honor, underscoring the respect and admiration Ferrari holds for the Madrid-born driver. The F1-75 represents a milestone in Sainz's career, being the car that brought him glory at Silverstone. That victory was not only a personal triumph, but also a standout moment for Ferrari in a season marked by ups and downs. Now, the car will become part of Sainz's personal collection, a tangible symbol of his time with one of Formula One's most iconic teams. Despite his departure, Ferrari has left the door open for a potential return in the future, highlighting the strong relationship they have built over the years. In 2024, Sainz will race with Williams, a team aiming to revitalize itself and climb back into competitiveness within the sport. This new challenge offers the Spanish driver a chance to reinvent himself and continue showcasing his talent on the grid. Sainz's exit also marks a significant shift for Ferrari, as the team welcomes Lewis Hamilton, a driver with a storied career and multiple world championships. This move signals Ferrari's intent to bolster its lineup and reignite its pursuit of championship glory. Carlos Sainz leaves Ferrari with his head held high, having cemented his place among motorsport's elite and created moments that will be etched into Formula One history. His legacy at the Italian team will be remembered not only for his professionalism and dedication, but also for the connection he fostered with the team and its fans. Now, he embarks on a new chapter with Williams, keeping the door open for future opportunities and perhaps even a return to Ferrari someday. Let's move on to the second piece of news. Sergio Checo Perez finds himself navigating a period of uncertainty in his Red Bull career. Rumors of his departure from the team are gaining momentum, fueled by internal tensions and controversial statements from Christian Horner and Helmut Marko. Despite being a cornerstone of Red Bull's success, Perez's performance has faced relentless scrutiny, particularly for not matching the level required to compete on equal footing with Max Verstappen. This charged atmosphere appears to have shaken the Mexican driver's confidence and cast doubt on his future with the team. Since joining Red Bull, Perez has been under immense pressure. He has played a crucial role, delivering key victories and serving as a vital support in the team's championship campaigns. Yet, criticism of his consistency has been unrelenting. Contractual clauses have reportedly constrained his flexibility, leaving him with limited institutional backing. Amid this backdrop, speculation grows that Red Bull is planning a lineup overhaul, targeting a younger and more malleable driver capable of delivering immediate results. If Perez were to leave, it would mark the end of an era not only for Red Bull but also for his millions of fans, who regard him as a symbol of Latin American excellence in Formula One. However, it could also signal a new beginning for Checo, potentially in an environment that better appreciates his experience and talent. Meanwhile, Franco Colapinto's name is emerging as a strong contender to succeed Perez. The young Argentine talent has made waves in lower categories such as Formula 3 and Formula 2, becoming an attractive prospect for Red Bull. Known for its history of nurturing young drivers, the team sees Colapinto as a fresh face to lead its future while maintaining a connection to the Latin American fanbase Perez helped solidify. Colapinto has also caught the attention of Alpine. The French team, eager to revitalize its lineup after years of inconsistency, is reportedly strategizing to integrate the Argentine driver into its academy. By securing Colapinto before other teams make their move, Alpine hopes to build a foundation for long-term success. This growing competition underscores the immense potential Colapinto represents, not just in performance but also in commercial appeal. Despite the swirling rumors, Perez continues to prove his worth on the track. His maneuver at the Las Vegas Grand Prix, hailed as one of the best of the year, showcased his boldness and technical mastery. While the FIA awarded the Best Overtake prize to a different move in China, Perez's Las Vegas performance remains etched in fans' memories as a testament to his skill and determination. Through it all, Checo refuses to back down. He has reaffirmed his position as a key figure for Red Bull and Ford, making it clear he won't step aside without a fight. His message is unequivocal. He demands either a competitive car or fair compensation if his contract is not honored. With support from Red Bull's top shareholders and Verstappen, who has publicly defended his teammate, Perez is sending a strong signal that his Formula One story is far from over. The resolution of this situation will be pivotal for both Perez and Red Bull. As negotiations quietly unfold, it's evident that the Mexican driver is not willing to fade away without a battle. His legacy and impact on the team are undeniable, and his ability to perform at the highest level remains a force that cannot be overlooked. Now let's move on to the last news item in the video. Formula One, a stage of speed, adrenaline, and fierce rivalries, now finds itself in the midst of a controversy that has little to do with on-track performance and everything to do with the FIA's treatment of drivers off the circuit. At the heart of the debate are penalties imposed for the language used during interviews and public statements. This issue has set off alarm bells in the paddock, where several drivers have voiced their dissatisfaction with what they perceive as excessively strict measures by the stewards. Max Verstappen, reigning world champion and one of the most prominent figures of this generation, has openly criticized the FIA. Known for his unfiltered style both on and off the track, Verstappen was recently penalized for using inappropriate language during a press conference. As a consequence, he was required to serve a day of community service, an action the Dutchman deemed disproportionate. Verstappen has openly questioned the FIA's priorities, suggesting that the organization treats drivers as if they were schoolchildren expected to follow overly strict rules, even in trivial matters like sitting posture. While he acknowledges that directly insulting someone or using blatantly offensive language warrants a penalty, Verstappen argued that punishing a driver for an emotional outburst during an interview is excessive. According to him, such expressions are often cultural and spontaneous, difficult to suppress in a sport as emotionally charged as Formula One. Formula One shouldn't be a place where you feel like a 5-year-old constantly being told what to do and how to do it, Verstappen said with visible frustration. His words have resonated with fellow drivers, many of whom share concerns about the FIA's focus on minor issues while more pressing matters, such as circuit safety or inconsistent race decisions, seem to be sidelined. The debate around drivers' language and behavior isn't new, but it has gained prominence this season due to several controversial penalties. In addition to Verstappen, other drivers have received warnings or reprimands for comments that, while potentially inappropriate in some contexts, were not intended to offend anyone. This has created a tense atmosphere in the paddock, where some feel these measures undermine the spontaneity and authenticity that have long defined the sport's biggest personalities. For Verstappen, Formula One is losing part of its essence. I understand the need for rules to maintain respect and professionalism, but this is a sport driven by passion. Sometimes saying a few words out of line is simply human, he stated. His reflection touches on a deeper issue: the connection between drivers and fans. Verstappen believes that such measures risk alienating drivers from their audience, which values the raw authenticity and emotion they bring to the sport. The FIA's stance has been defended by some as a way to protect the sport's global image, particularly as Formula One seeks to expand its audience in more conservative markets. However, criticism from drivers like Verstappen has sparked a debate about the limits of these regulations and whether they are fostering a more restrictive and less genuine environment. Meanwhile, as FIA stewards continue to issue penalties over language and conduct, discontent among drivers is only growing. Many fear that this trend could eventually stifle the unique personalities of each competitor, turning them into little more than corporate spokespeople adhering to a script. In Verstappen's words, if this continues, we'll have to rethink what kind of Formula One we want. I don't see the point in staying in a category where we're treated more like students than athletes. Strong statements that reflect a simmering discontent and raise a critical question about F1's future. Can a sport so passionate and visceral survive under the weight of rigid rules that risk forgetting its core essence?